Here's the craziest pivot you have not heard about. In startups, we talk all the time about the pivot, how to make it, when to make it, the difference between micro pivots and the really big ones. This is a really big one. Typically, you pivot into an adjacent market with an existing product or extend a product offering with an existing customer base. But an entirely new product, building an entirely new supply chain and brands serving entirely new markets, very rare to get right. I'm talking about Kalshi, which is taking over digital markets, rapidly adding users and Donald Trump Jr. as an advisor en route to an $11 billion valuation. Now, I personally really like their cereals. I guess they needed a new business line. Companies have to grow or die. This is the goat of all pivots. Seriously, though, why are their logos so similar? It's kind of weird. In all seriousness, y'all, these newly legalized prediction markets, namely Kalshi, not Kashi, and Polymarket, they're not just prediction markets. They are legalized sports betting, which itself is a fairly recent phenomenon and still illegal in a quarter of US states, just taken to the nth degree and extrapolated out to everything. They are doing billions of dollars a week in trades, and they are rife with opportunities for insider trading. Just Google Caroline Levitt press conference 65 minutes. More concerningly, just like with sports betting, we run the risk of kind of losing an entire generation to them. The crypto DraftKings Kalshi bros. Advocates would say, and their own advertisements, by the way, which are laser targeting this Gen Z, quanti, broy demographic, they counter that markets, the wisdom of crowds, predict outcomes better than any other method. Polls, focus groups, punditry, because people are actually putting real money down. There's a famous example of a French whale who made $50 million betting $28 million on Trump after he got his own research, not about who people were going to vote for themselves, but who they thought their friends were going to vote for. By the way, the official polls closed at 49% for Harris and 49% for Trump. So yeah, it may be true that these markets are better at reading tea leaves than other methods. But are we going too far too quickly? I think we should be paying really close attention to the fact that we've already seen many scandals in sports, which is the first mover industry here, because of the incentives. It used to be heresy. And if you wanted to bet on the last presidential election, you had to VPN in from a foreign country. Trump has since relaxed these regulations, and these apps are proliferating. So sports are one thing and worrying enough, but do we really need to incentivize and financialize every part of our political, social, and cultural life? Do we need prop bets on everything? And what actual value is created by gambling on the news? Maybe Kalshi should just go back to making great cereal.